Hey guys, GamerGuppy here. Today I will be showing you a new randomizer concept I recently came up with. I call it the Squid Cauldron. The Squid Cauldron is capable of generating random output as fast as 20 times per second, and it supports up to 360 different outputs. It requires only 6 command blocks to function. Randomizers can be applied in a wide variety of fields. It can be used in games like those in casinos, make unpredictable AI behavior, and a lot more. Now, people in Minecraft have found quite some randomizers and semi-randomizers already, often by exploiting a mechanism that is already random by design. Think of fire spread, growing of crops, and the output of dispensers. Especially dispensers are very popular since they can generate a random output on demand. Now, all of these dispenser designs have only two flaws, the first of which is delay. A dispenser can only be activated once every 2 ticks. The other flaw is being limited to the 9 slots a dispenser offers. My design too exploits a mechanism that is random by design, namely the orientation of certain entities. All entities have an orientation which you can make visible by pressing F3 and B simultaneously on a PC. Now, if you drop an item by either pressing Q, or by getting killed, or by using a dispenser to shoot an item, the orientation of the item is completely random. This forms the basis for my randomizer. So how do we make this work using command blocks? Well, we start off with 2 command blocks that are used to make a clock that generates pulses 20 times per second. It does this by constantly changing a row of red wool blocks to redstone blocks 20 times per second. This happens so fast that we don't visually see the block switching take place. Now, before placing the next command blocks, it's wise to temporarily disable your clock. Next up, we place the third command block. The third command block removes any items left inside the cauldron from previous cycles, such that we can generate a new random output. The fourth command block summons a squid right above the central redstone block. I've chosen for a squid since these drop 1 to 3 items on death consistently. The fifth command block kills the squid again, and the sixth command block targets the nearest item within the cauldron and renames it to random. Now all that is left to do is place 4 blocks on top of the structure as to make a cauldron that keeps the squid at its location. You can now safely activate the clock, or make it such that it only generates a random output on demand. The randomizer itself is now finished, and we can now add commands or actions to be executed based on the item's random orientation. For this purpose we use the execute command and test for the item's rotation using the target selectors RYM and RY. The target selector RYM is the minimal rotation around the Y-axis, and RY is the maximum rotation around the Y-axis. This means that the command is only executed once the item within the cauldron has an orientation that is within the RYM and RY values that we specify. The orientation of an item always lies between the 0 and 360 degrees. That means that we can divide those 360 degrees any way we like with the target selectors. The larger the difference between the minimal and maximal Y rotation, the larger the probability that the command block will be executed. In this example I used 4 command blocks that sent as output a simple message in chat. If, for example, I want a particular message to be displayed more often than the others, then I could give that command a larger share in the total of 360 degrees. I could even decide to have them have overlap. This way, more than one message can be displayed in chat at once. One last example that uses the mechanic I described in my previous video, the guided rocket launcher, makes it possible that one bow shoots 75% of the time a regular fireball and 25% of the time a guided variant. This way I simulated more or less critical hits in Minecraft. I hope you found this tutorial and mechanic useful, and any feedback is much appreciated. Guppy out.